On my podcast, tune in. If you're not already subscribed, hit that like, hit that follow, hit that share, comment below. Let me know you up in here. Every Tuesday, King Blackout, Gabriel. I was just telling Black about, albums this year and even in recent times, not just this year. Has any of them had like any real staying power? Like is there anything that came out in 2020 that you listened to in 2022? That sort of talk. And it led us to, how music is being consumed and how that actually affects, the artists themselves, right? And I was saying to Black after he was letting me know his perspective that, when I was doing my thing, I wanted to make music that would be everlasting, right? Something that could be played 10, 15 years later, like, oh, that was the jam, remember that, da-da-da-da. Not so much one-hit wonder type stuff, but just to have that one record that was dope. That was kind of my perspective with all this. And it seems like if I was making music now, Black, I'd be lost in the song. I would feel like a complete failure right now unless I came up with like a little jingle or something that caught everybody's ear, and now it's in commercial and TikToks and all this and that. You know what I mean? I don't even know how long all that's gonna last. But it seems like an artist I was gonna say, an artist like me with that perspective, I think we probably feel like we're dying out here. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing left. What do you think about that?
It's just different. It's different. I got the cool look. I got the Coogee Bulls hat. You feel me? Respect the big. You already know how we do. Niggas ain't got the Coogee Bulls hat. So it's just different.
What up, Jay Arroyo? What up? Claw. In the studio with the Root Rec Boys is good.
But look, it's definitely like you gotta manage your expectations. You gotta change how you look at the business side of it. Like recognize that what people want to consume and how they consume it may not be aligned. You feel what I'm saying? Meaning that like 2 years ago, Griselda was having a hell of a run. Remember? Like we was talking about Benny album and Conway shit and just having a hell of a run. Did they go away or did they just go back? Did they just recede from the mainstream?
I feel like
not to go deep, but I want to use them to make my point. Go ahead.
No. I feel like the buzz has kind of like simmered down. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't simmer until Benny got his little bit of light first. He got that light, and then everything kind of simmered down from there. But go ahead, make your point. That's how I feel about it, at least.
He's still putting out music. They all putting out music, and I guarantee you that the people who want to hear that shit are still listening. It's just that whatever the fuck mainstream is now, which is basically is you sucking EVRY penis to get on a playlist. Are you jerking off Spotify execs to get on the playlist?
Right.
That's the culture. Or are you going every Thursday up to Funk Flex at Hot 97 and acting like radio still moves the culture when it doesn't? So like, I'm sounding this way on purpose, right? Like it's just different. There are, I guarantee you, there are 10 million people who be at the crib rolling up, got they grab, got they leak, got all that shit popping, and they playing that Conway and that Benny shit. But you're not hearing about it in the mainstream, so you act like they not you, but you know what I'm saying? People think that they're not winning or it's not productive, or they're not seeing 45 music videos on channel 1037. Like it's just different today. And that's what it sounds funny to say that, but it really is different today. My favorite albums from this year, right? I gotta feel like I actually like I love the Game album, right? That came out a month ago, bro, month and a half ago. I'm still playing it, but I'm not sitting with the whole thing. Even if I like it, I'm sitting like 2 or 3 joints and I grab them and I put it on my playlist. This is what I'm rocking with right now, and I do that for like 20 albums that I'm fucking with, and a couple of joints I found on the playlist, and I put them together, and that's on my rotation for like a week or 2, maybe 3 weeks, and then I take a couple out, put a couple new ones on, and keep it going. And then I find like with me, if I really want to consume an artist, it's got to be when I'm doing something that's long term. So if I'm cutting grass, then I'll play an album. Like I'm gonna just fuck with this Game album. If I'm going to the drive for 45 minutes, then I'll play Reasonable Doubt. Like then I dip into the catalog and pull out things that I want to just listen to, because maybe I don't want to just have 40 fucking drill songs. So I think how people consume is the driving force, but I think people's perception is completely false because they only see the 5 things that are popping on TikTok or on YouTube. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say? People think shit is not popping, but it's actually moving just fine. You just not one of the 5 people that's on the top of the playlist.
Right.
That's fine because you got
And
20 million fans.
I like what Jay's saying. That's why I left it on the screen this whole time while you were speaking, because he's right. There are a lot of artists making money, just like what you're saying, with their pocket in their lane. You know what I mean? And like my boy El Gant is a perfect example of that. You know what I'm saying? He's not a household name. He's not on the charts in any way, but he don't work. He does music and he tours. He's overseas, dropping albums with Razzcats. You know what I mean? Like, living a life, doing well. You know what I mean? So like, I know there's a lot of that, and that to me is a direct result of the way people are able to consume the music now. You know what I mean? To you and Jay's point, that people are just doing it now, and it's cool.
You had no
but what I
choice,
want to
bro.
know.
Because you had no choice but to sit with the album, bro. Remember we used to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say CDs and tapes. That's where I come from, right? More
Yeah,
CDs, less tapes. But still, you had to go to the fucking Sam Goody. You know what I mean? Spend $19 after taxes on a project you've been waiting 4 years for, that you read about in a magazine for 2 of those years, and you had to sit with that shit. Because who the fuck want to pay $100 for 5 albums?
And then
like whatever the fuck you bought, you might have hated it, but you loved it. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Like he was definitely doing that shit because it cost so much bread. Now it's like, yo, I'm done with that little album you put out. I'm about to go consume 50 others because it cost me $9 a month to do so. So it's just the internet has changed the game, and I think that because of the abundance of work out there, you have to adjust what you validate as successful or as good or as meaningful or as impactful, and recognize that most artists, whether they're signed to a major or not, their reach is a lot shorter than you think. Check this out, bro. The charts, the big artists, I bet you the people that really got a large reach is like 8 or 9 people. And I'm talking about, you think the people like Chance the Rapper, like we know who he is. His reach is not the same as Lil Baby. And it seems obvious until you think about it. There are way more Chance the Rappers than Lil Baby. Like niggas who've been on charts, who've been on TV, but do not have the reach. Like can't go do a tour and niggas tap in. It's way more people like that than the top 8 or 9 people in the game. So like people gotta adjust what they think is successful. And that's why I said the other day we were talking about how do you measure success? And I said, listen, I make money off of music, right? If you can make money off of music and take that bread and go buy something meaningful, ain't that a win? Like if your music alone can finance a vehicle for you, ain't that a win? Because a lot of niggas can't.
Right.
Like TLC was making 2 cents an album. They couldn't do that off of music alone. So like, how do you measure success?
No, that's a great point. And so that's where it leads me to what I was asking you right before we went on air. And I'll let you go on a little soliloquy about it. How does that, and Jay, I want you to think about this too and put it in the comments. How do you feel as an artist now, knowing how the music's going to be consumed, who's out there listening? How does that make you feel? And does it alter the way you want to do music or put music out? I'll listen.
Facts. And this goes to the Rec Boys. Shout out to y'all, man. Success is in the eye of the beholder. It should be different for all. It is. I think the mainstream conversation isn't different though, bro. The mainstream conversation still measures success by a 2005 standard, which is weird because they openly acknowledge that the game is different. Does that make sense? Like niggas still talk about, yo, I'm gonna answer your question, Gabe. But people still say, oh, I did 1 million records. I went gold to platinum. Like that, it doesn't matter in 2022 because the streaming game is rigged. Like everybody who's popular goes #1 when they drop. Everybody. It's no longer a barometer of music. It's you have to go platinum for me to even hear your shit. The question is, did you stay in the charts 6 weeks later? That's really the new platinum. Like in 6 weeks, are you still there? Because if you're not, then you went wood, my nigga. That's really what it is now. But we haven't adjusted how we measure success yet to make it align with what the reality is. But let me answer your question, Gabe. It absolutely impacts how you make music, but it may not be to the extreme that I think some people would say it does. And here's what I mean. Like you may not have, like somebody might say, nah, music is real to me. It means something, so I'm gonna keep doing it the way I've always done it. Bullshit. Here's a good point. If you listen to my first project, which you have, my first project as this version of myself, as Blackout, right? I was doing songs with only 2 verses. Go listen to it. This is before that became the standard in music. Before niggas even started trying to flirt with 1 verse. I've always been that way. I wasn't never putting out no 3-verse songs. Back when that was still the standard. I just didn't do it, right? But that also meant that was my floor. There's now, like, I've put out songs that are just 1 verse and a hook. I put out a song that was just the verse because I recognize that maybe this topic or this flow or this beat may not even hold your attention for 2 minutes. Like, that's what you have to consider, right? Or people used to say, like, if your shit wasn't 17 tracks, it's not an album. Like, don't give me 10, don't give me 12. And now I see extremes, like niggas either giving you a 6-pack or they giving you 40, and there's really no in between. Like, where does that come from? I'm gonna give you 40 because I gotta goose my streaming numbers, or I'm gonna give you 6 because you're gonna be done with it in a week anyway. That's people saying that the trends and how music is being consumed is influencing them how they make music. So by proxy, of course, it influences how I make music. If I'm gonna spend 2 years trying to craft the most elegant body work of all time, fuck no. I'm a make music when that shit resonates with me, and I'm gonna put it out. And me, because I'm not gonna be #1 Apple Music, right? As far as playlist placements, I'm not gonna make 40 songs of fucking nothing because it does me no good. But I'll curate and give you 12 strong songs that I think you could fuck with, and I'm gonna get my 2 to 4 weeks out of you, right? And then hope that you revisit that once every few months, add a few to your playlist and put in the rotation, and that's the game now. So, like, yeah, it influences you, bro.
Yeah, man, I would think so. I would think so. You know, Jay's saying here, you know, we all start. I think there's some part of it. There is an element to wanting to be in the music industry, and if you completely try to eliminate and ignore the potential, you know, fame and fortune of it all, I think that you'd be. I'd probably call you a liar if you said that didn't come across your mind at least once while you was thinking about, you know, wanting to do music, right? It's natural. It's natural. And what he's saying is, you know, some keep going when they don't get that level of success, and some quit, right? And I salute that because I lived that, right? So the explanation, or at least the reason, right, for quitting, for me, was it came to a point where it was like, all right, you know, you're gonna be messing around with these knuckleheads and ciphers and in the studio and recording tapes and this, that, and the third, you know, and doing a show here and there and not getting paid for it. But everybody thinks you're dope at it, you know, or you're gonna pay your bills and move out your crib. Like, which one you gonna do? You know? And as a man, I had to say, I need to pay these bills so I can get my crib, and I could not figure out how to do it with music. You know what I'm saying? Not to the extent where I could make, you know, $2,000 a month so I could live. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't figure it out, you know? So whether I wasn't good enough wasn't really the thing. It was about the knowledge and knowing how to plug it in is really what I was lacking. Because I had the desire, I had the skills, I had the voice. Everybody tells me how great my voice is on mic. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I didn't have any of that other know-how. So, you know, some of us do quit because we don't get it, because you got to make decisions and live. You can't, you know, I didn't see a life of me being, you know, 25 years old and I'm sleeping on a couch somewhere, but I got this book of rhymes and this studio time. Like, I just couldn't see it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to make it work. So, anyway.
And this is the direct boys. I don't know which one of y'all talking, but you want to read that comment, Gabe? Then I'll respond. Let you just put on the screen.
Sure thing. It's difference, Black. Yep. You have a plan. Plan plays a big part. When you plan, you know or understand what is your success, what your success looks like, or what say that is, or what you say that is. Your success. He's talking to, right?
So with me, it's interesting, right? And I'll give people some insight if you care to hear my part of it. The artist that I am in my 30s is not who I was in my 20s or as a teenager. Like, that dude was garbage. And I say that only a little bit tongue in cheek, but it's actually real. Like, I'm at a place now where I can make music that I consider to be of a good caliber, as opposed to a decade ago when I thought it was at a high caliber and it really wasn't. Does that make sense? And what we used to accept meaning the mainstream, as good enough to be in that tier isn't what the bar is now. So as I've gotten older, I've gotten better because I've gotten more refined, I've gotten more experience, and my creativity and my ability to articulate that has melded together. And I'm able to do that now. But the bar for what people want has actually gone down, right? I tell people all the time, here's a good example. You look at somebody like Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane been around almost 20 years. People forget this. When Gucci first came out in the early 2000s, we considered Gucci Mane trash. I don't mean like some niggas liked him. Nobody liked him. He was garbage. Couldn't rap. Couldn't stay on beat. That wasn't it. And now there's a whole slew of Gucci Mans, right, who rap in that slow, syrupy, sleepy cadence, and that's considered hot now. Like, and remember, like people like him and YG and Moneybag and them, they was the dudes, the young dudes in the mid 2000s that we said was garbage. I'm not capping. Go back and look. When they first came out, they wasn't the niggas that could rap.
Right.
But they actually stuck around long enough for their style to be the preferred method of rapping. And now that's all you see from that era is Moneybag, Gucci, YG. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like, yo, it sounds funny to say it, but like even like when 2 Chainz came out, because he's of that same era, nobody looked at Titty Boy like a good rapper. He was kind of garbage. But then he hung around long enough for that his kind of flow to become relevant, right? So I think with myself, understanding, I'm getting to the point that they made in the comment. As I've gotten better at what I do, the bar has lowered, and what people want out of music more so is all vibe shit. It's a different kind of sound, and they don't really, the mainstream isn't really interested in technical content except for the fact of breaking down people who aren't on yet. Ooh, what you mean, Black? People only say you can't rap when you're not on yet. Meaning, like, if you suck and you're a mainstream artist, people are gonna be like, it's about the vibe. They make a reason to explain that person's success. But if you are actually a rapper trying to come up and you don't have Jay-Z level verses, people use that bar to tear you down. But they don't hold their favorite artist to the same standard. Does that make sense? That's just people wanting something different from the mainstream, right? They just don't want that. They only want to keep it as a way to keep you out of it. Once again, people not adjusting to what the reality is. So with all that being said, how have I adjusted to the way music is now? The reality is I'm better at music than I ever was when I was 16, 17, 18, right? I found a way to monetize enough where I feel like, okay, that's cool. That's a level of success, right? That some people don't get. But I make so much more money working. And like once again, because Gabe knows, and I say this to y'all, you gotta understand, I make so much more money working. I quit my job for a year to go on the road and do music, and I came back home to a bag that was 5 times bigger. Like there's no comparison. So for me, being where I'm at, I'm happy to make music for the love of music, and you continue to try to shoot. What I'm more interested with is working on projects, helping other artists who are still in that space where they want to be at that level and trying to get them there, right? And being able to make music because I love to make music and recognizing like I'm in a pretty good space in my life, and that's okay, right? Not saying that a 30-year-old rapper can't pop. You can, right? 30-year producer can pop. You can. That's fine. But for me, how I measure success is, yo, I'm good every single day. I can get what I want. I don't want for nothing, right? And I get royalty checks. And most people that are around me don't get a royalty check. Never seen one. Never got a point on nothing that's sold. That's cool. That's successful. And it's not little baby, but I went and bought some shit with my royalty checks. You feel me? Because I can. And that's how I measure success, right? Everybody should be different. And how do you view it? But not being little baby doesn't mean you failed. That's the weirdest shit ever. And the people that understand what success looks like to them are the ones who will furn this business. You don't get a Quentin Miller if you were never an aspiring rapper. Does that make sense? Like if Quentin Miller didn't want to rap, he never becomes a ghostwriter. Like he had to adjust and be like, yo, this is where I'm at. For whatever reason, maybe I can't sell these records, but them niggas can. Right? And then you have the other side, which is like somebody like Neo, who spent the first 8 years of his career writing for others until he got an opportunity to be the person speaking his own words. So like, how do you measure success? Or you take somebody like Pat, who has tried for years to catch one, but has literally lived with his ghost pen. Like, but you know Pap as a rapper, but he makes his money as a ghostwriter. So, like, how do you measure it? What does success look like? And are you willing to adjust what that looks like to you?
He's also very popular because he gets to bang Remy Ma. Have you seen Remy Ma lately? Jesus Christ.
Remy's a beautiful woman.
She is a very beautiful woman. Shout out to Chris Rodriguez of the Rec Boys every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Tomorrow, you know, if this storm stays away from bro, he'll be on the show, you know what I'm saying, doing it tomorrow. But he's saying, yo, he's noticing that people are rapping off beat more and more, so he's going to start rapping now.
That's hip now. But remember, 15 years ago, that was garbage. And it's crazy to think about it until you think about it. Like, literally, bro, Gucci Mane was garbage in 2004.
Yeah.
Niggas laughed at him. He was so garbage. And now, like, that's the style. If you actually rap, then you need to rap like you off codeine.
No, I know.
People like that
shit. But, you know, Jay Arroyo, myself, I agree with you too. Like, you know, if you found a niche where you can get a little piece of the pie and cool, I think that's a win, no matter how big of the piece of pie that is. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I say things all the time jokingly where I'm like, yo, I'm the failed rapper. You know what I'm saying? But let this be known, and Black knows this too. It's not that I lost anything though. You know what I mean? Those experiences that I have are so golden to me, you know what I mean? And it's just part of my life and those memories, you know what I mean? It's dope to me. So I didn't lose anything. But yeah, it would have been dope if you could go buy a fucking, you know, KO vintage mixtape or something right now. You know, I'd be super fire, but you know, whatever. So, you know, talking about all this rapping and success and this and that leads right into what I wanted to talk about. I know you heard about DJ Academics, and he has some comments about, you know, the legends of hip hop, the people who we always bring up when we talk about paying homage, and people like Bill Skills bring people up, you know. And Academics went right at that exact lane right there. What?
You're not watching. Yo, can we go full screen right quick? Because I got a big ass screen now. So on my screen, our pictures are super tiny because my resolution is so large. My screen is so big.
So what do you
do? Like, go full screen. Thank you. Appreciate it. Please continue. Because I'm trying to see. You feel? But it's a little ass box in the middle of my screen. We good.
All right. So let me take that. All right. But no. So DJ Academics and basically saying, you know, these legends of hip hop, they're dusty, they got no money, they can't tell us how to do it, they got no room to say how to be successful. It's really, you know, so much so that you kind of thought it was a little tongue-in-cheek the way he was saying it and coming at it, you know. And come to find out, he did try to say that, you know, some of that was tongue-in-cheek and I was just trying to express a point, Well, that exact video where he's calling people dusty and all that went viral, right, amongst the hip hop community, and it got a lot of responses from those who we hold in very high regard in hip hop, you know.
James.
Yep, James Todd came on, you know, Russell Simmons, you know, but DMC of Run DMC also has things to say about another part of it, but we'll go into that in a moment. But yeah, you know, LL came out and kind of set it straight and said what basic sense having people would say. It's just amazing to me that he says this and people are giving LL so much praise, and it's like, but this is the way we were supposed to be thinking the whole time. How can you measure the success of a Cool Herc? Because when he pulls up, he's not pulling up in a Ferrari and in leathers and a mink coat and a new iPhone 14 and jewels down to his knees. Like, how does that make him not who he was? You know what I mean?
I think that's stupid. A better point, because I feel like the conversation got super mixy because there's a difference between being a pioneer or an OG or helping create something and what you got from your pioneering. Right. Like there's a like the biggest, bestest basketball player of all time is not James A. Naismith. Right. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that nigga made the game, bro. Like, he invented it, and he didn't reap the biggest benefits. It's the people that come after you. So, like, was James A. Naismith a dusty dude? Probably. The nigga was hooping on peach baskets, and no one was watching. So yeah, he's probably fucking dusty. Right? Like, so, like, I feel like the conversation got super mixy, and I didn't get the point of how Act was even saying like, y'all niggas is dusty, so how is you a pioneer? Like, I don't get how the two even make any sense together. Has nothing to do with one another.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's all LL was talking about, really like pointing that out. He felt the need to, you know what I mean? And I understand. It brings me to, an interesting place though. It's like, because you and I, when we talk about top fives and we talk about something being dope versus not dope, we get into disagreements about stuff. I still want to have that show, Black, where we talk about the most impactful artists of all time versus the most successful,
We can have the conversation about the most influential, which is what you
that
want,
too.
artists,
You know what I
right?
mean?
As opposed to successful when it comes to numbers. Because when it comes to
Right.
numbers, your opinion, I mean, anybody's opinion, doesn't matter, right?
Right.
Men lie,
Right.
women lie, numbers don't. When it comes to
Yeah.
influence, that's a great conversation about who impacted who.
I think the way Ack was speaking though, unfortunately, echoes in the younger generation right now, not
Academic is a
realizing that they should be
30-something-year-old
respecting these
nigga.
people.
Like, who the fuck is he influencing?
I know, but he's tapped in with the young boys though. He's really tapped in with the young boys.
I
He
guess,
is.
I guess to an extent. But does it matter? Because the reality is, when I hate talking about X in them era because it makes me sound super old and I'm not that old, right? But like when I was a kid and Jay and X and Nas and all them were starting to come into their own, I wasn't running around saying, make sure we pay respect to Cool G Rap and Big Daddy Kane and all them. Like I wasn't doing that.
Right.
Slick Rick and all.
Right.
So people in their time they're not running around looking in the mirror saying, don't forget the past, don't forget the greats. It's more like, I don't understand it. Like when niggas were saying fuck the police in the 80s, right? Motherfuckers from the 70s was like, nah, bro, like that ain't how you make music. And in the 90s, when it became shiny shoots with Diddy and all them, it was like, what happened to the street shit? Like, why you talking about Broly's and all that shit? Like, niggas wasn't even stunting in music. It wasn't like that. It was like, I'm a better rapper than you, and the girls like me because of it. And Diddy was like, yeah, but I got more money off of this than you. So like, every era has evolved, right? And then you had the bling and the stunt era, right? And then you just did. And then you had the down south era where they came and took over shit, and it was popping, snap music, and having a good time, almost like exactly bling bling and royal, almost like the mid 2000s was like what I call modern disco, like snap music. That 5-6 years of that music, that's like disco music in the 70s was, but for us in hip hop, right? And then we went through the mumble rap era, and now you in the super auto tune era, right? And this dichotomy between damn near I'm gonna do auto tune or I'm gonna do fucking boom bap. It's almost nothing in fucking between anymore. Like it literally sounds like it's either like I'm gonna rap like it's 91 or I'm gonna auto tune the fuck out of my voice, and it's hard to find any kind of thing between. So like my whole point, because I got windy again. My whole point though was that in the moment, people don't spend their moment in the spotlight reflecting on people that came before them. This ain't sports where you gotta continue to pay homage every time you have a conversation. Every time Aaron Judge comes up the bat to hit this home run, I respect those who came before me. Roger Maris is a legend. He ain't no fucking Roger Maris. He don't give a fuck. He don't. But you gotta say that to be nice. Rappers don't gotta do that. It's like, nah, nigga, I'm that nigga right now. I'm that nigga right now. That's what matters.
Right.
Different.
I don't know. I think because there's so much confidence raging through these younger artists. Because when we were all kids that age, we had a lot of testosterone, we had a lot of energy for this shit, and you hardly ever stopped to see what was going on before you, the path that you might be on, or paths others have went, and how you might be able to better that situation. So I get it, man. We were all young ones, so I totally get it. I really do feel, we've talked about this in the past ad nauseum, I do feel like there's just not the same guidance out here, and nobody's really operating off the same rules anymore. Like, the game done changed, life has changed, like the way people who, were in their 40s and 50s, were like the OGs. Not the OG, like we have said, is like 27. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing shit, don't even have a mortgage yet, type of shit. You know what I mean? Like that sort of shit. So,
But the game has always been that way. It's just that our connection to it is different as we age. Once again, I didn't hear Jay and Biggie and Nas and them running around talking about Big Daddy Kane ad nauseum. Like it was a mention here, a mention there, which is what the young kids do now, right? You throw a mention in, like I'm the new Weezy, like I'm the GOAT like Hova, right? And that's it. You keep it pushing. You don't spend all your time talking about who came before you. You just don't. You live in the moment. So I think our connection, your connection with it changes as you age. But Gabe, them niggas, like in the 90s when they became prominent, there was no group of MCs older than them who were still relevant to the mainstream. Like that's what changed. Like our heroes, some of them are still relevant and are still here today to be seen and viewed and pop up and make appearances. In the 90s or the 2000s, people that came before us weren't relevant. I don't mean at all. I mean like to the mainstream. Like in 2001, I wasn't getting Big Daddy Kane verses on the regular, popping up every 2 or 3 years in a Khaled album like Jay-Z does. Like that doesn't happen, right?
Right.
So the ones that came before us are still seen, and I think that's what makes a difference. You almost feel like
it's a good point.
The game hasn't changed, but it really has. Like Fab and Davies dropped the song back to back last week, right? It's like number 4 on like Apple's playlist. It'll be gone in 2 weeks, right? The kids ain't checking for it. I'm checking for it because I recognize the Fab, even though he's in his 40s, that he means something to me, right? But understand, like he don't to like half the motherfuckers who listen to music now. And that's reality. That's not an opinion, bro.
Yeah. No, I know. It's true what you say, and I get that. I do. But salute to academics for just being a knucklehead and putting our legends on the spotlight and getting them out of the woodwork and having them come on Twitter and say shit. You know what I mean? Like salute to him for that. I really do think he's just a superb pot stirrer, and like. And he straight up tells you like stuff. He's like, yo, I'm sitting in my crib just chilling, talking wild shit to you right now. And tomorrow I'm gonna forget all this shit. I don't care about none of this right now. But it's got you on fire for like 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy how he trolls people like that, you know?
Yo, you see Joe Budden with his rebrand? Ain't that weird? With
Yeah.
the white couches and the shit. Like it's just kind of trash.
You don't like the luxury
I'm not feeling it. Like I think he's trying to project like some grown up type shit, like we 40 plus, let's be grown ups. But it looks like the male version of The View. That shit looks so corny. Am I wrong though, bro? Like all like white couches and fucking ocean backdrops, like, and you talking about street shit, like I had to pick up and suck a dick. Like that's what Joey's doing on this fucking white couch, sipping like you know what I mean, espressos. Like fuck out of here. The vibe is off, bro.
It does mess with the like the aesthetics kind of mess with the vibe a little bit. You know what I mean? Little bit.
And he's got that Joe Budden podcast logo sitting inside of a bush in the window.
Yeah.
Like, what you doing, bro? I'm gonna shut up because maybe it's me.
Yo, it must be us because like, I want to be Joe Budden's, success. If I had that level of success, that'd be crazy right now with this show. You
got to make Pump It Up first, and you can do that too.
Salute to Joe Budden and his show. I want to know who the person is here that is Facebook user and said, "Oh, you thought I was feeling you."
That was Remy.
Who that was?
That was Remy.
Oh, that was Rem.
Yeah.
What's going on, Rem? Glad to have you, brother.
Budden
Nice to see you.
blogging and podcasting and hip hop. You bugging the Royal. You could say he's You could say that he's popping outside. That's cool. You said he got the torch right now. That's cool. To say he invented it, that's crazy. Who was
there before him potting about hip hop? Who was really there though?
What do you mean by that? Like, you mean who was as successful? Like.
Well, who had a weekly show and all they did was talk about hip hop shit though? Besides this one, but I'm saying before Joe. No, I'm asking you. Who was out here? Because I know like before podcasting, the radio was very popular.
Okay.
So those conversations were like the Breakfast Club, Hot 97 and Power 105, like those radio shows were basically
That's
where
what
you
this
were
is.
going to get, yeah, but that's where you were going to get
Okay.
those conversations. That's what I'm trying to say. So where else were people getting those conversations not on the radio?
There were podcasts that were outside before Joe Budden became as popular as he did.
Before you
They
got
existed,
popular. But remember, this
but
is
as
500
popular. Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
This is 500 weeks.
No, it's not. He does. No, it's not.
It has
It's
been.
not. No, it's not. It's been 4 years. It's 4 years. They do 2 a week.
No, but like
No, they
they
do.
take hiatuses and
They
you
do.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm counting all that.
They do 2 pods a week.
Now they do.
Right. But they've done it for a long time.
When they went to
They got-
Spotify,
they
that's
got
when they
the
went to
Spotify-
2.
That was 3 years. Yes. They've been doing this
So-
for 4.
Yeah, it's going on 5 though.
It is going to 5. You're right.
It's going on 5. So call it 5. Because he's
Okay.
already been without Rory and Mal for almost 2 years now. Almost 2 years now, bro. Time is
Yeah,
flying,
it's
cousin.
been a little bit. Yeah, you're right.
Almost.
'Cause the pandemic got time weird. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like like I'm just thinking about it. Like was the $1 million worth of game podcast out before Joe?
Maybe not this incarnation of it. No, it wasn't.
You know
it
what I'm
wasn't
saying?
branded this way. No.
I don't. Jay Royal might be right, man. Not that he invented it, but he might be the first one that really had
Got
like a
successful
popular
with it.
show.
Correct.
Yeah, definitely. Now I'm
But a
not
lot of
shitting on
them-
anybody before him, but
But a lot of them dudes, like even like the battle rap dudes, they was doing this kind of a show before Joe even jumped into it. They just wasn't getting the shine. It was there.
battle rap, and it's funny you say that because I had thought of that, but that was a very specific topic. Like I can't even talk about battle rap on this show without losing 4 or 5 people. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, so like, it's a very niche market, even though it is gaining popularity. Like your Jay Blacks of the world were out there doing their thing, like 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. Blogging about just battle rap. You know what I mean?
Everybody got a pod now, bro, because everybody got a mic and camera and can talk. But,
No, that's true.
A lot of these shows is due, and it's not even because people not that it's not because people can't be good at it. It's that I don't think people understand that it's not easy to just sit here and talk and be interesting consistently, week after week, month after month, year after year. Right? It's just not. Like your range got to be that so that you can hold my interest, or I'm only coming to listen to you about when it's time to talk about Pokemon. Right? Like if that's all you got, then you're
Right.
super niche. You can't do a hip hop show and just regurgitate everything that Joe Budden said, like to a T. Like, that's not interesting to listen to.
Right. It's not. It's just not. On a related note, but not really, I did start watching Power from the beginning. So I never watched it before. So Angie and I are on season 2. About midway through season 2, like Kanan's really proven to be a real scumbag right now. And this dude got caught out there with Tasha and Angela. So that's where I'm at right now is, in that season where it's all coming together and everybody knows the truth now between them and it's all crazy now. So, yeah, man. When I wasn't watching Power though, I did have an album on, man. I was listening to The Heist. What
Like
is
I
that?
watched, not to cut you off, I watched Breaking Bad like that, Royal. Like I didn't jump on the Breaking Bad bandwagon. No, not Breaking Bad, my bad. Sons of Anarchy. Until the last season had already started on TV. And then by the time I caught up on streaming services, I was able to watch the finale live on TV with everybody else. It's so much better for you watching this show, bro, on streaming because you don't gotta wait for all the nonsense like we did and the speculation and people ruining shit every fucking week.
right. No, I'm enjoying. I don't know. Just like Sons of Anarchy is a freaking great show, like award-winning show.
Classic.
But for probably the same exact reasons that you didn't watch it, I didn't watch Power. I was just like, everybody else is watching it. I'm good on that. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch it later. And I put it off so long that I just, like, when it came time to digest it all, there was like 4 seasons in, and I'm like, I ain't watching all this shit, you know what I'm saying?
But now look at you. You got all this content to just take in as you please. That's got to be so good.
Yo, yeah, man. Season 2 out of what, like 6, 7 seasons? And then is Raising Kanan any good? Did you watch that?
So they got the 4 spinoffs, bro. So that's just different. Like, you got to make, they different shows. They got different producers too. It's some people really like Raising Kanan, but they're different shows. If that makes any sense, they're not the same vibe.
Yeah. Is it legit? Is it on the nose? Like, what is that? Like Kanan when he was younger, and it shows his story. Is that what that's about?
Supposed to be, yeah.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
But how they gonna tie it into like modern day Kanan? I don't even. At the end, because you know it where it has to get because of what already came before it. It's gonna be lame. It's gonna be some corny ass reason. Like, yeah, just watch it, bro.
Yeah.
Like I don't watch the New Power. I don't watch Ghost, starring his son. I don't watch it because it's cringe to me. It's not believable. I don't like him as an actor in that role. Like he doesn't.
Tariq.
As his mastermind, he comes across as a whiny baby, and always has. And it could be because the actor I don't trust because he's so small and frail, or the writing that continues to protect him. Like, yo, because adult men are not going to react to this little ass nigga the way that people do on this show. They yoke him up and they posture around him, but nobody like smacks his ass up or puts something in him. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not believable. The streets are reacting to some young ass kid.
Tariq's just a little kid right now.
Yeah, it's like, fuck out of here. But OGs is giving him respect and talking to him like they gotta fuck with him.
No, I feel you. Let me watch it though. Because right now Tariq is just a little boy chilling, trying to play video games with Tommy and shit.
My bad.
You know, he's trying to play video games with Tommy. But yo, the heist, man. Kingston's own Sims and Dom Gotti. You know I always appreciate my boy Dom Gotti. So salute to Kingston doing something. I heard that you went to the listening party, man. It's 747. That's the name of that studio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 747 Studio. Shout out the whole Final Score movement out there. They do their thing. Sims is a part of that, which makes that, the reason why they would do that there. So how was it, man? Talk to me a little bit about the listening party. What was the turnout like? What was the vibe like? What's that?
It's a good event. It was a good vibe. It was love. You know, people came out. I saw people there in the building, which is always good to see. And when I say that, I don't mean like, oh my God, I saw a person. I mean like I saw people, you know what I mean, that I would expect to see out at an event like that. So it was cool. Like 30, 40 people there, listening to the album and shit like that. Showing love and respect, which is always dope. Niggas ain't had no ice. That was weird. I had my bottle in the freezer and then go get it later. That was different. Listen, I need to get fucking ice, bro. I need to get ice.
Cooler.
Cooler, something. You feel me? But I used the fridge. We got it done. So it was good. It's a good show.
Shout out Big Veg. Shout out Big Veg in those comments, man. I always appreciate you. And it reminds me, if you're still in here and you haven't hit that like yet, hit that like for me, man. I'm finding out different things about this Facebook algorithms and all that. And even when I boost these posts later to make sure everybody's seeing it, it actually helps if the original post has a bunch of likes on it. Did you know that?
It does. Yeah.
I did not know that. I didn't think that mattered. You know what I'm saying? But it does matter. So hit that like for me, hit that share 1 or 2 times, and let those people know what you're watching on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Man, it's the What We Talking About podcast. Shout out to the sponsors. I know we hit it right quick for Black, so it wasn't tiny on them. But shout out to sponsors. We got Marino's Barbershop out there by Marshall's in Poughkeepsie. So if you need that cut, make sure you hit them up. You could definitely do appointment or walk-ins. They take all that. Can't wait for Sal to get back. So salute to Sal. Feel better, my brother. He's saying sometime in October, my head's going to look right again. So I can't wait for October to come for my head to look right again. And salute to All Creek, man. Ernie Carrillo doing great work. Now he's got like 3 or 4 different crews now, so he can actually take on more work. He's been doing a lot of hotel work lately, but he'll do residential, he'll do commercial, whatever you got for him. Any concrete needs, you need that concrete poured, you see cracks in those sidewalks and all that ill shit, hit up All Creek. They will hook you up.
Arroyo made a comment saying, no doubt, saying perception, bro. What perception, bro? What are you talking about, Arroyo? What's perception?
Because he said right before that, he said he's an accurate depiction of the new era kids, though. Perception, bro. He's trying to say Tariq is what it is now.
He said that like 2.5 minutes apart, bro. I don't think he was referring to that comment. Am I wrong? I might be wrong. I might shut the hell up. What do you mean, Roy? Was you talking about the last comment, or was that something new?
Why did Puerto Rican have to rape my Marilyn Manson? What was that? I don't know what that means, Jay. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Unless we're talking about Sons of Anarchy.
Just watch your shows, bro. Watch your shows.
Oh, okay. No spoilers out here, man. Stop trying to ruin it for me, okay? What else do I got on my list to talk about with the people today? But anyway, if you have not heard The Heist yet, make sure you go peep that, man. Support those brothers. Download it, stream it, however you consume your music. They did put it everywhere. Which Black, I'm hearing nowadays it's gotten a little better now with these services that are supposed to put your music everywhere. I know you've had a couple of different instances with them not doing what they're supposed to do, but I've heard that that's been remedied. How did your launch with Remy Black go? Did it go as expected? Was it everywhere you expected it to be when it was supposed to be there?
Yeah, it's been great since I switched.
You did switch. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Listen, them old niggas, fuck y'all. Y'all know who y'all is.
You non-sharing motherfuckers.
Non-sharing motherfuckers. Fuck y'all. Nah, it's been good. It's been good. So what do you think about the project? You can't talk about music on this show and not tell me how you felt about it.
All in all,
And
I
hold
have to
up,
say,
hold up. Let me put on my host hat right quick, cause y'all know how fucking y'all know how fucking Gabe likes to get in this motherfucker. Here we go. Yo, Gabe, how you feel about the album, Gabe? Remember, this is not a commercial. Tell me how you felt about it, sir.
Right. I have to tell you, man, I like this project. I like the project. I like the beat selection on this project. Is it 11 slappers that you could put any one of them out and go? Nah, it's not that. But there is some serious rapping on this joint, and if that's what you're looking for, you could definitely get it from this. I think Sims came to play. I think that Gotti right now, it's I'm not making excuses for anybody.
Yep. Just talk about the music, bro.
Yeah,
Talk about the music, bro.
Gotti right now isn't able to actually emphasize the way he wants to emphasize vocally, right? So, and it kind of comes off in a couple different spots on this album where it's like, damn, man, I wish Dom would have been like aggressive on this one. You know what I mean? So it has its low points on it, but a high point on this joint, if you're gonna listen to just one joint off, you gotta listen to track 3, Penny Hardaway. That's the one for me. You know what I mean? So all in all, if I go, if we're doing 5 mics like the Source, I give this like a 3.5 mic type of deal. You know what I'm saying? It's better than average. It could get better. I think both these gentlemen can rap. I think that there's a style clash on the actual album itself, it's end style, and a vocal clash, right? Because they project from different places, so their voices are very different on here. So if you're one that likes that type of contrast, I think you'll like this more. If that type of contrast messes you up, then you probably won't digest it as well as I did. You know what I'm saying? So like I was kind of caught in the middle with it. To Black's point, there's some rap joints on here, and then there's like some vibey joints on here. I don't really mind that because I want the diversity on there. Whether or not I mess with it either way is another thing, but like I think it is good to, at least you could tell they were thinking like it can't all be just one way. We have to, inject some other style or influence into this, or it's going to be boring for 11 songs. So, I liked it, but all in all, I have to say I like it. I think it's good work by 2 people who know how to rap and pick out some beats. I think the beat selection on this was actually pretty good. What were your thoughts about the project?
I thought it was cool. Sorry, give me a second. I'm trying to respond to this.
Respond, baby. 845 might have the best white rappers ever invented. I liked it, yo. I'm telling you. I'm gonna go through Jay's More likes means more interactions because people are frivolous. Yeah, man, that's what it comes down to, Jay. That's what it comes down to.
Sorry
TuneCore made
about that. I'm never
100
really off
yearly
the clock,
unlimited
man.
releases. That's
That still ain't
I
good,
guess
bro.
not,
That ain't
man.
good.
I feel you though. A balance, brother. Come on.
The other the other DSPs is still giving you better rates than $100 for TuneCore. TuneCore can go kick rocks. And the sad part
Oh,
is that $100
is
for the
that the
whole
old
year.
heads?
Yeah, fuck them. That $100 for the whole year was worse than that shit they was doing before. $20 to put out my shit, $40 to master it, $50 for some fucking promo, $100 for an EPK. Like, fuck out of here. Niggas can kick all the rocks. You feel me? But yeah, no, look, I like the project. I told you about my perception of the project. Listen to it from front to back. It's got a couple of joints that I really fuck with. Like Hardaway, I think is a standout. I told him that at the show. Like I like Hardaway. I feel like it's two people that can rap, right? But I don't like the bifurcation in the album. I don't like the fact that it starts off rap, and then ends auto tune. Like I wish that would have been mixed together differently. Like the sequence of that project is not good, in my opinion. It doesn't change how the songs sound. I just don't like the sequence. Feel me? Fixing my shit.
Right.
So it's cool. I don't really know. Like let's say I was trying to tell an artist based on their project what they should go with, because we used to do that. Like take that song and run with it. I don't hear a song like that. I mean, like there's not a song that's like an anthem or a rallying cry or just this undeniable bop that immediately I'm like, yo, that's the one, that's the go, that's my go-to. I'm gonna throw that on my playlist when I'm working out or whatever the case may be. And you need records like that. Like it's hard to give me an album just rapping today. By the way, Cameron put out an album. I've been listening to that. It's Cameron rapping. There's some Dipset shit in there, and I like it. But because this made me think of that. It's like it's even with the auto-tune records, they're not like over the top pop auto-tune records. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like I'm rapping with auto-tune, which there is a difference than making a vibey auto-tune record. So you know, I'm a little mixed in the project. I think it's cool. I think niggas is rapping. Yeah, exactly. You wasn't there, bro. I think it's rapping shit like that. But I wish that there was a couple of records that was like that shit's a go, or like at least the bop was just so heavy, or the hooks was just over the top, like just have my attention the whole time. This is more like traditional structuring of the songs for me. Make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. But I definitely encourage all y'all who are watching this live or after the fact, go check out Sims and Dom Gotti. The project's called The Heist. You can find out all streaming platforms. Go check it out. Form that opinion and come back and talk about it. But definitely run those numbers up. Just listen to it once, and you know if you think it's trash, it's trash. But I think you'll find a couple of joints. I mean, you'll find a couple of joints that you like on there, no matter who you are. I think they've done that. You know what I'm saying? They've done that. So go find a couple of joints that you like on that and let me know. What I do need to say before we go any further is, damn, man, this hurricane season been a little crazy. And our near and dear friends, Rec Boys, one half is dealing with this, man. He is right in the path of this storm right now. So shout out to my brother Chris Rodriguez. Hoping that you make it through unscathed, safe, with as minimal property damage as possible. And I know it's possible because I watched a hurricane a twister rip through a neighborhood and completely destroy a fence and all types of outdoor equipment and this and that, and left a fucking umbrella chilling, standing up on a picnic table, just sitting there the whole time, never moved once. So I hope that happens for you, my brother. It all just leaves all your ish alone. So, but everybody out there, all jokes aside, man, it's not fun when you're dealing with no power and a lot of water. Just those two things alone is a problem. No power and a lot of water everywhere is a big problem. So I do not envy those people down there, although I know New York people do at times, especially in the winter. We look at it like, yo, these mofos is chilling with 70 degrees, 80 degrees right now. F them. But this is what you got to deal with to get that. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry. You got something to say?
I do. Cause I like how you did that, but we're not doing that. Hey, yo, Gay, what's a better album, The Heist or Remy Black? Because we're not doing that. We're not gonna ever do that. We never gonna do that on the show. Not as long as I'm a part of the show. We never gonna do that. Hey, yo, Gabe, what's better, The Heist or the other or Remy Black? Yeah, don't even take
I've listened to Remy Black. I listen to Remy Black a lot more than I have The Heist right now.
Okay.
So
Understood. Caveat is that Gabe only listened to it a few times, so he ain't really digested it the way he's supposed to. But still, we gonna ask for his opinion. Hey, Gabe, what's better, Remy Black or The Heist?
I think I'll go with The Heist. Fuck it, I'll go with The Heist. The Heist was fire.
Got it. So you just gonna lie just to do that on the show? Because it's easier than saying my shit. Heard you. Bet. Not fucking with you till you tell the truth on this show. We not gonna never do that. We not fucking hedging. We not doing that. Yo, Gabe, what's better, The Heist or Remy Black? What's better, Gabe?
For me?
What's a better project? Not for you. No, bro. What's a better project? I'm asking you. What's a better project?
What do you mean not for me? I can only speak from my opinion.
I'm asking you, bro. What's a better project, Gabe? Why you hedging? Why you hedging and doing some weird stuff? What's a better project?
Man, I told you I like The Heist. I told you I'm gonna go with The Heist. I'm going with The Heist.
All right, Gabe gonna stand on that. Y'all all hear this? Y'all all hear this shit?
I like The Heist. Let's go. Remy Black 2 needs to come out quick. Better keep up.
Boy, that's crazy.
Why don't y'all battle? Why don't it just be Sims Gotti versus Remy Black?
I don't got to battle because I'm just tired of y'all.
No, with projects. Yo,
Arroyo, I'm saying. Exactly. Black and Remy featuring the mad rapper Gabe diss track coming soon. Yeah, bro, I can't stand it. Can't stand it, bro. Can't stand it. You don't sit here with a straight face and say this shit. You feel me? Trash.
I love you. Love you very much. Have Tito Maya review it, hit up Chris and Shot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He already know. Yo, shout out to the Rec Boys every Wednesday. I'm not even sure. I looked earlier. I didn't see that many, but there was one or two. So if you've been watching on the Rec Boy channel in the studio with the Rec Boys, salute to you. Make sure you hit that follow and like on Finally TV so you'll be notified when we go live every time. And every time we're doing other things when I'm not live. What?
Did you listen to the project, Arroyo? Or Rec Boys? I know y'all was tuned in. Whoever's tuned in, y'all listen to both projects?
It's the Mad Rapper, yo.
Factory. Because I'm always down to hear from the people and what y'all thought. I not only ask because like I made a proclamation a few months ago that this is gonna be the best album of the year coming from this area. I said that. Stand on what I say because I don't think nobody can outdo me. That's how I feel about my shit. So if Gabe gonna do the most, then I guess it's The Heist. Since Gabe is gonna lie and do the most.
I'm gonna do a 2022 album like award show type of thing. I've done it once before in my inaugural year where I went through 10 songs of the year, and it was dope. I think you actually made a cut. I did make I thought that was fire. I'm gonna do that again. You did, right? It was you, Dom, Wavy, Beat Taggers.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag. You had some people up there, yeah.
And Rem was Rem number 5. I think one of y'all. I know you was in there because you had the joints off your first joint that I had off of there. But I think I'm gonna do that again this year. So that will be coming out in December. So we'll wait till about middle of December.
You're gonna do some more flam. You feel me? You're gonna do some flam and try to shit on your man. That's crazy. I ain't never been around your own homie constantly with the shade, y'all. You know what? I'm gonna have to just get this done. From now on, bro. Every album, I'm coming for KO's neck. Every album, you ain't gonna have no choice but to respond or get walked in every project until you acknowledge what we already know in this comment section.
Let's go. Yo, can I ask you something? This is a dead ass question.
What's up, bro? Yeah, go ahead.
Would you have given back that home run ball for free if you was that fan?
Talking about 60th? About Aaron Judge's 60th?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
He got caught by a fan.
It ain't 61.
So you would have gave it up too? Because he gave it up with nothing. He was just like, yeah, here, you can have it back.
Because what they
I
gonna pay
wouldn't
you
have
for
gave it
that?
to
Like
him.
you're not gonna make nothing off of that. It's another home run. It ain't 61, so it don't matter. See what I'm saying? 60 ain't gonna mean shit. So no one's gonna buy that from you off the secondary market. 61 and 62, those are gonna mean something.
But you don't think the 60th one be
No,
worth $5,000?
no. Does Albert Pujols 699 ball matter? No, it's the 700th. It doesn't fucking matter. It's another home run. We're like, oh,
How
but I got the
about
one before the
how about
one. Who
him?
gives a fuck? No,
So
because
you
a
would have
lot of
gave it
niggas
up.
got home run balls. It's like thousands of home runs a year. So like, no, number 699 don't matter. 700 matters. 701 doesn't matter unless it's
I
the
feel you.
last one of his career. So that's what it is. 700 matters, and then
You wouldn't
whatever the
ask for
fuck
no
happens when he's
tickets.
done.
You wouldn't
Bro, I'm
ask for
sure.
like
I'm
season
sure they get
tickets
some
next year or
comp
something.
ticket. I'm sure they'll get from 60. No, bro. Listen, you don't. With the 60th ball, you have no leverage. That's not a record. Nobody gives a fuck. For 61, you got big leverage. The tying home run ball. You can ask for season tickets, couple sound balls, Aaron Judge to like bench press you or some shit on TikTok. Like you'll get that. Not for 60. Nah.
Okay. But he didn't got none of that. That's my point. Even the guy didn't get none of that. He just gave the ball up. He got like a jersey.
He got shit. He got jerseys. He got 4 baseballs. He got signed bats. He got some cool shit. He got cool swag. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, he
You
got
got
cool
to fuck with
swag.
Aaron Judge. You have to
Exactly.
meet that nigga. Yeah.
R.I.P.
I'm assuming that you would have said
to K. Riches.
Go ahead. I'm assuming that you would have said, "Give me 5,000. I don't want to meet Aaron Judge. I don't want to sign back. Just give me 5 racks." That's what you would have said. That's weird. That ball has no value to anybody but
No, I
him.
would ask for tickets. Tickets.
So, like season tickets.
That's it. Yeah.
Season tickets to the Yankees are worth more than $5,000. So nah, you're not getting that, bro.
It don't gotta
Not
be a
lemon
full
pepper, bro.
game
Listen.
package.
Arroyo, this is Coogee. This is not lemon pepper, bro. Like if you're gonna put some respect, put some respect. That's the Coogee Bulls. You feel me? All right, you're right, Gabe. You might have got like a Subway Series package. You might have got like a 3-game series package of tickets. And Aaron Judge high five and a TikTok.
That. R.I.P. to K. Riches, yet another young brother gunned down in L.A. Him and his man actually suffered multiple gunshot wounds. L.A. has always been known for this type of, these type of events, and it's getting crazier and crazier. Can't imagine that this doesn't have some sort of spillover from the PNB Rock. Not that they're related to that, but just that type of energy perpetuated throughout that city. So it wouldn't even cross my radar. Unfortunately, as crazy as that sounds, young brothers losing lives out here, not really coming across your desk, right? That's crazy. But the reason why I ended up seeing it is because DMC of Run DMC fame, like basically where I was at a couple weeks ago with the whole Pat Stay and PNB Rock passing away, he like had enough. And he's coming out and he's just like, yo, hip hop straight up is broken right now. Like I want to stop it, and I want it to like restart or get a refresh. Like this ain't it. This is not what hip hop was supposed to be. And he made this very point that made, I think everybody kind of just paused for a second, because he said, hip hop was created because there was young people out in the ghetto, in the hood, killing each other constantly. Worse than crabs in the barrel. It's like stabs in the back to get ahead and feed your mom type of stuff was going on.
What's changed?
That's why hip hop it was created, was to give people an outlet, right? Other than the killing and the mean mugging. And now we've come here. Well, no, this is what DMC was saying. This is what I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So it was. Now you come around now, it's like it's one of the most deadliest jobs in the world is to be a rapper, and he's like, I think that this needs to be reset. We need a refresh. When I say that to you, that hip hop is broken and it needs to be restarted and refreshed, what's a thought that comes to your mind?
Never gonna happen. And no, it doesn't.
It doesn't need a
You can't
restart.
build. Nope. You can't build a genre off of the back of the different disenfranchised youth that look like me, and then think that that impetus is supposed to change as the medium matures, right? When the most profitable thing about the medium is the disenfranchisement of the people in the medium. Let me say that one more time for y'all who don't get what I just said. Hip hop is made off the backs of brown people, right? Who are disenfranchised, ain't got shit, come from shit, and all they have is what goes on around them, what they see, right? It ain't love, my nigga, it's pain. It ain't joy, it's rain. That's what it is. And that's where it started. And for something to evolve over time, something about something has to capture the attention of the people who are consuming it. But the reality is the most profitable thing about hip hop is the disenfranchisement. It's why the most popping songs or artists are the ones who rap about depression and sipping lean and having to look out for ops. It's literally about I ain't got shit, and the little bit I do got, niggas want to take from me, right? And when I'm on top, I'm gonna fuck all the bitches in the world and go buy a Bugatti, right? But I remember that day that when my Honda got repoed. That is the thing that makes people want to fucking connect with the culture that hip hop is. You can't reboot and take the essence from the culture away from it. Like R&B is a little different, and I'm gonna tell you. Here's my take on it. And I know that I don't got. Thank you, Miss Finch. Thank you, Arroyo. I may not be from that time period, but rhythm and blues was not love music when it was first invented. Rhythm and blues, right, was a soundscape, right, to the black experience in America where we could go, right, and celebrate and talk about and bond with people who are like-minded and going through a likewise kind of situation. And it was different because you had actual oppression outside, right? You had people on different sides of the country, right, dealing with a different way of life. Like you could actually talk about what was going on throughout your sphere and throughout your culture that was being a brown person. And there was a large palette because we were all experiencing these things at the time as we were trying to evolve into a people who was accepted for just being a people, right? That scape is a lot bigger. And rhythm and blues talked about that. You had the joy, you had the pain, you had the sadness, you had the love, you had the project windows, but it wasn't a project yet. You had the oppression, you had all these things tied into this sound, right? But what it became known for, what it became popular for, was that romanticized element. Like when rhythm and blues changed from being like blues and jazz and the people with the deep voices, and it turned into love music because we consider R&B now supposed to be about love and relationships and that kind of shit. It changed because the other parts of the human experience that we were experiencing started being spoken about in hip hop and rap. Like rap took the suffering and the pain and the angst from rhythm and blues and became its own genre. Y'all not hearing me though. That shit, the negativity became a genre into itself. And rhythm and blues was left with the other side of the spectrum. It had to deal with the morality and the love and the feelings and the emotions and things behind that. Because rap was different, right? So you can't take what made the genre and then say you got to reboot it because that's literally what the most popular thing about the genre is. It's the suffering. That's what it's fucking about. And when you hear people talk about the machine needs to keep this shit going, the most popular subjects on the internet about rappers are not about philanthropic things. It's not about giving to the community. It's not about how they bought their family a new crib. It's this rapper died, this rapper died, this rapper got beef with that rapper, and ops is in LA running down on niggas, and this hero died, and that person died. And literally, that shit fuels the culture. It fuels the culture that we know as hip hop and as rap. That fuels the culture. We keep dying, so keep my strap and look out for the ops. That's music. Because that's reality. You're not gonna get me like PNB. You're not gonna catch me slipping at the light. That's the music, and it's still the struggle out here because that's what you connect with, right? And the people who don't look like us use that to inform their experience about us. So they think they understand us because what we're portraying it to be is all the bad shit. It's all the trash. It's all the hurt. It's all the suffering, right? And the other side, people who don't look like this, say, okay, that's a black experience, and they pick from the cultures right? And that's why they think it's okay to say nigga, because it's just a cultural thing, and they've divorced the actual meaning behind it because we've trivialized the word. As an example.
No, I get that part, Black, but what I'm more focused on with those comments from DMC is how I feel like he's coming from a space and perspective where he feels that we're cannibalizing ourselves.
And what do you mean when you say that?
Meaning that the same person that would stream PNB Rock's music could very well likely be the same person that shot him. And why is it like that?
I talked about this, what was it, last week or week before last week, about his death in particular and what I thought about it. This is not a hip-hop problem. Hip-hop don't make ops go get PNB Rock in LA. That's some bullshit.
Social media, internet does?
No, my nigga, be like the same shit that he rap about is the same shit that we are experiencing out in this culture. It hasn't changed, it's just different, right? Like poor looks different in America today than it did 50 years ago. That doesn't mean it's still not poor, right? Success looks the same as it's always looked. It's just the technology's gotten different, right? And we lean into it as a culture. Our entire culture is like hype beast. You know what hype beast is, Gabe?
No.
The entire black experience is hype beast. Like, yo, that fit is fire. That dad has fire. Them Jordan's fire. I gotta make that. I gotta watch. I gotta bust down. My bitch is fire.
Right.
The entire culture is hype beast. So if that's the entire, because literally, what else is it? I don't got it, so I'm gonna grind to go get it. And if that's the entire culture, right, then anybody in my culture who got it, I want it. And it used to be to get it, I gotta just be better than you. Right, I'm gonna out rap you. Right, I'm gonna beatbox better than you. I'm gonna dance better than you. I'm gonna get more bitches than you and be the lady. I'm gonna do that better than you. But that's not the case no more. Right? Now it's I'm gonna go run down on you. I'm gonna catch you slipping at the light, like Kane's cousin Harry. Like it's the mentality has just evolved and it hasn't changed because in our music we talk about that being the blueprint to going to get it, and that wasn't what music was doing before. It was very referential. It was very fuck the cops, fuck the ops, fuck those who hold us down, right? Like it's us, black power, all this other shit, and it morphed into time over. I'm better than you. I got more than you, and it becomes this thing where you look at the black people, the brown people who have it, talking to you like you are nonsensical. Got more bitches than you. Got more money than you. Ha 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 ha. You can't get it. You can't pop. You ain't gonna blow like me. I got it. So niggas want that. And if I can't earn it, I'ma take it. And that has never changed. It's just that the targets, we now have them. Hear what I'm saying, Gabe. In 1940, we didn't have targets. Because ain't nobody have shit to go take. We've been robbing niggas, but nobody had shit that looked like us to go take. Our heroes were the activists. It wasn't the rappers. It wasn't the athletes yet. It was the activists. So nobody was running down from our community on Martin Luther, right? They wasn't doing that because that was our hero. Our heroes have turned into the ballers and the athletes, and now we have people who have some shit, and to get it, we gonna try to go get it. That's all this.
You try to go take it. You mean?
Exactly. How you gonna rob somebody in '85 when nobody had nothing? It was like 4 rappers that we cared about. The genre was nothing yet. Niggas ain't have it.
Well, and also, it still goes back to social media and the internet, though, because, somebody on like PNB Rock's level of success, without the internet, it wouldn't be known outside of his location. He wouldn't be known.
I wouldn't say that. Why do you feel that way?
I feel like
you know who AZ is. AZ ain't never been a mainstream artist, but I think everybody who likes hip hop knows who AZ is. So explain the difference. And PNB has way more than such than AZ. AZ ain't never had a top 10. PNB had like 6 of them. How do you even say that? I think how you view it is different.
That's probably true. Okay, I could rescind that statement, but what I'm saying is that somebody let's call that successful, right? You're saying he's got like 6 joints that was on the top 10, right?
He probably made a couple M's. Yeah.
Why is he eating in a Waffle House at that time of day in that hood?
Because being at Roscoe's is part of the culture. Like, you know what Roscoe's is and you ain't never been. Am I right? When I say Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle, people that ain't never seen LA, ain't never been nowhere near LA, know what the fuck that is. So it's a status thing. Why does a motherfucker buy a Richard Mille when it's a god awful ugly watch? That's an ugly fucking watch. I bet. So Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles is something that you do when you go to LA. That's why he did it.
Yeah, I guess. I digress on that, but I didn't want the show to go by without at least, you know, saying RIP to the young brother who passed away. Key Riches was his name, and his boy, but I didn't write his boy's name down.
I just want to say this though, bro, because I don't want to be completely opposite of your point of view or DMC's. I empathize with the sentiment. I do, but you don't get to put the genie back in the bottle when the entire business is built off of the backs of suffering.
Yeah, and that's the point that's well taken, and it's gonna, you know, be the pinnacle point to make when it comes to that, because there's really no undoing it. You kind of gotta fix what it is. There is no restart or refresh, and that's kind of like where I was going with it to say, you know, because there really is no way. I will say, you know, I don't know if you remember this or if it even hits you like this, but like, do you remember that movie Pay It Forward?
Yeah.
Right? Do you remember how people were, at least in Dutchess County, after watching that movie and that movie got popular, there was this pay it forward mentality in the community.
Definitely some free coffees passed my way in the Dunkin' Donuts line. Absolutely. You pull up, that guy in front of you paid. Yeah.
Right. It happened to me crossing the bridge every day. And I pulled up and they were like, yo, the person ahead of you paid for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I gave it up. And I paid for the person behind me then. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I kept it going. You know what I mean? Things like that can shift the mentality and perspective. So I think maybe what DMC would be open to hearing is a conversation about, well, how do we create our own pay it forward type of deal? You know, what do we create that could be impactful, that a whole community and culture would follow that and be like, yeah, that is the move. You know what I mean? Because right now, with everything that's happening, this ain't it. You know what I mean? It makes me feel uneasy. It's making me not want to go outside. I am not scared. I am 6'2", 200 pounds. I will put it on you. I don't want to go outside, Black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it's easier to change the ring than it is to change people's mentality. Meaning, like, you're not gonna make people be more friendlier, or you're not gonna overcome this challenge with more love. Like, that's essentially what you're saying. Like, the pay it forward mentality. Like, it ain't putting more good in the earth is gonna make me not hungry. Like, what drives somebody to go rob you is almost never about an inherent need to go kill people. That ain't what you do robbery for. Like, you do robberies to get money. And because our society is built off of that foundation, that drive will never go away, right? So how do you combat that, right? When you listen to Taylor Swift, I'm gonna use her, and I like using her because I think it's an easy analogy to understand. I don't think I've ever heard Taylor Swift drop a bar about having a big ass house.
Right.
Think about what I'm saying.
Like,
these other types of music, that ain't what the fuck we're focused on. Like, I ain't never heard Brad Paisley say, I got 77 Ford trucks. He probably got 77. I've never heard him say, I got 77. Which one you want to drive? It's more about, I got my old pickup from 1984. Do you want to ride? Like, the focus for us is the come up.
Right.
It is that. So how do you change that? That's what's driving people. How do you change that? I think it's just as hard, but probably easier than what you're saying. If music stopped being about that, then that would no longer be the thing you had to strive for. And I'm not saying we need socialism, because I think that's also dumb, like being in a caste system and no free enterprise. I digress. I don't want to talk smart to y'all, my bad. But as long as money is the motivation and there's the haves and the have-nots, this won't go away. And when I made the point before about, like, why can't you go to Beverly Hills and go shoot up somebody doing pop music? It's not because I want them to die. It's because we're not even tapped in with them. Adam Sandler looks like a bum. He worth 200 M's. He walks around looking like a bum. He not a target. We get 100,000 and got all the ice, everything. So how you gonna tell me if you come to my hood and I ain't got it? You come to my hood, you flaunt your shit on records, you flaunt your shit on social media, you flaunt your shit on TikTok, right? You flaunt this shit, you flaunt it, and then you got the nerve to pull up to the trap with $250,000 on your neck, and I'm not supposed to get you.
Right.
When we're talking about hungry, so I'm supposed to be starving and be taken to the grocery store and told, don't eat nothing. That's dumb. So either you deal with why people are hungry in the first place, or you don't come around looking like a plate.
But Black,
there ain't no other way to attack that.
if he has that ice around his neck and he tucks it before he gets to the block, yeah, he pussy then. That's a problem, no?
Then don't wear it. Because once again, Adam Sandler looked like a bum and he worth 200 M's every day and twice.
I just wanted you to say it out loud.
Kanye wearing garbage bags every day, bro, and he got it. Like, if you rob Kanye, all you're going to get is a tattered t-shirt and some galoshes. He ain't got nothing for you to take from him.
Jay Arroyo, I want to say this first and foremost. Thank you for being the third co-host on the show today. You've been the bomb today. I ain't gonna hold you. You've been great today. So salute you in your podcast and what you do. But he says, yo, I won't even leave my bike outside, and these fools are coming out with 250 on their neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's true, man. And I know Jay's not a punk, but he's not trying to get his shit took. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no cat. I'll be outside with a little bit on, right? And like, even me sometimes I'll be like, yo, if I wasn't comfortable in the spots of the men, I wouldn't even I won't even wear this chain. Like, I got a little 10 piece on my neck, right? I don't niggas see that, be like, yo, I would try that nigga in the right circumstance. Like, and you know it. Like, you can get that energy being in certain hoods. You feel me? So like, yeah, outside is weird, bro. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. And you know, and it's like, yeah, it is. I digress, but it is different out here, and I salute to everybody out here doing their thing and staying up. And like, if you get in yours and you're not fucking with nobody else's, I salute you to the fullest. I just want everybody to know that. You know, if you get in yours and not making nobody else's life miserable, I fuck with you heavy, man. Do your thing. Do it bigger. Do it better. You are everything. But, man, listen, Black, man. This was a great conversation. I needed this conversation today. I needed to get all these thoughts out of my head. I've had this shit floating around in my head for like the last 4 or 5 days. So that's what I love this show for. You already know that. So thank you for entertaining me and my thoughts and retorting my perspectives. You know, I always appreciate that. But, you know, we didn't have a 3 the hard way today. So that pretty much wraps up what we got going on here. Do you have any last thoughts before we get out of here, Black? He went black.
Yo, love, peace, and hair grease. I'm sorry. Now I gotta take this call because they blowing me up. But like, I love y'all who love me, and I appreciate y'all for fucking with us every single weekend. You feel me? Every single week. We'll be back next week with more. We'll be talking about the podcast.
I'll see you next week, brother. Yo, salute to everybody who watched. Salute to the sponsors. You already know. We got Marino's Barbershop. We got All Cree out here. We had Royo in here today. We had in the studio with the Rec Boys. I seen Magic was in here just recently. I know Angie was watching. So salute to all of you. I really do appreciate y'all. I know Big Veg was in here. So we'll be back next week. Check out this commercial and we out.
Marino's Barbershop, located in the Marshalls Plaza in Poughkeepsie, New York, right on Route 9, open 7 days a week. Contact them today, 845-454-7226 for all of your hairstyling needs. The installation and repair of driveways, garage floors, patios, sidewalks, walkways, and stairs. Stamped concrete, color, seal, and epoxy. All Crete is fully insured, 27 years of service. Contact today to get your quote.